It's a new day in Michigan. It's a new day, and I'm excited about this new day. There's a new administration in town, and I hope there's a new attitude in town. So let me, in that spirit, start with a thank you. Thank you for all the risks that you take. Thank you for the long hours that you put in. Thank you for your hard work to create jobs and opportunities for Michiganders. It's a new day in which the legislature, as well as the administration, understands the importance of agriculture, how key and vital you are to not only our present, but to our future. So let me extend, on behalf of the House of Representatives, a heartfelt thank you for everything that you do. It is a new day in Michigan, and that Michigan is now becoming a better place to find a job by becoming a better place to provide a job. We're starting to see some of those results. Unemployment in Michigan is down because employment opportunities are up. Michigan in the last year, through our private employers, have created 80,000 new jobs. We in the legislature look at this and ask, what can we do to help you? What can we do to help our small business owners? Certainly agriculture may be the original family-owned business. How can we help our small businesses create opportunities for our Michigan workers? And we think there are three key ways that we can help to do that. Tax reform. First and foremost, we eliminated the Michigan business tax. The MBT and its job-killing surcharge are dead. They are no more. That meant significant relief to our small and family-owned businesses. For agriculture, I'm told that meant $11 million in relief that you can now use to reinvest in your business, in your enterprise. Work remains. I believe the personal property tax also needs to be addressed. Personal property tax, as you're all aware, in Michigan, if you're doing a processing operation, when you make an investment, when you bring something to Michigan that could be used to create jobs, the thanks you get is not a thank you note, it's a tax bill. It's counterintuitive. It chases away investment. It chases away job creation. But we have to pause, because those same dollars, while the tax is horribly designed, provide essential revenue, essential services to our local communities, to our schools, to our communities that provide police, fire, roads, the very infrastructure that you rely on. So we need to address this wholly. We need to look at the full picture and make sure that we address it responsibly. The legislature will remain at work to address the personal property tax. Another key pillar, tax reform, spending and operations reform. We have to make sure that we right our fiscal ship here in Michigan so you have certainty, so that you know that your key services are going to be paid for, are going to be operated, and you also know that the budget is balanced so people won't be looking to you to seek for additional dollars. We also have results 1 year in that we can look back upon. A year ago, if you looked at the headlines, the questions were, what is Lansing going to do to resolve a $1.5 billion deficit? 1 year later, I'm very happy to report to you the headlines now ask, what's the legislature going to do with a $450 million surplus? Thank you. That required necessary decisions. People like to call them difficult decisions, but I believe they're necessary decisions. They're the same kind of decisions you make in your home and your operation. 1 year ago, if you looked at the state's savings account, the state had enough money to operate for about 30 minutes in its savings account, and it had been that way for years. This year, I expect that balance to exceed $300 million in the savings account, being responsible with your dollars, making sure that we're prepared should something else happen at the federal or global level. We heard from many of you that debt was important, and you were concerned about the debt that was being placed upon you as well as our kids and grandkids. 1 year in, Michigan has reduced its debt by $5.6 billion. What's $1 billion mean? What's $5.6 billion mean? This debt would otherwise be left upon all of our kids and grandkids. I have 2 teenagers. We would be putting that debt, piling that upon them. $5.6 billion equates to $2,400 for every child in Michigan in less debt that is being left for them. We need to continue that work, and I expect that we'll continue that work. To come needs to be, thank you. To come needs to be school employment retirement system and its reform. That debt is strangling our school districts and strangling our taxpayers. We also need to look at transportation and reforming transportation. Roads and infrastructure, the way you transport your products, are key and essential. We have to make sure that we have accountability, efficiency, and dedication of the dollars that you pay that should go to roads actually makes it to go to roads. Certainly, we also need to look at electricity. As you look at processing opportunities, as you look at ways that you can to add value to your products, we have to look at the cost of electricity and the infrastructure for that as well to produce those products. In addition to tax reform, spending and operations reform, we also need to look at regulatory reform. And I want to extend my sincere gratitude for you, for the agriculture community leading the way through MEAP. Your dedication. I said you're the original small business, the original family-owned business. You're also the original environmentalists. You understand the importance of our environment because you live on our environment. So the MEAP program, I believe, was very important, and your dedication and your leadership was essential. So thank you for that. We've also adopted workers' comp reform, unemployment reform, but we have more work to do. I'm glad to report that under Chair Daley's leadership, last week the House voted on 7 bills. Within those 7 bills, we repealed 1 law, 18 regulations, and 217 outdated rules. We need to continue. We need to continue our regulatory reform to get out of the way. Things that are outdated, things that are cumbersome, things that do not protect the public. Get out of the way and allow you to make your investment, to create jobs, and to provide essential food to our citizens. All of this needs to happen in responsible leadership. I'm proud to be serving in a legislature that started their service with a 10% pay cut from the year prior. This past year, we finally eliminated legislator retiree health care. The House overwhelmingly voted to eliminate its own legislator retiree health care. No more will legislators receive health care when they retire after serving only 6 years in the legislature. We will also continue with open debate and a desire to resolve problems. For where we may not always agree, we're going to be dedicated to listen to opposing sides, to seek to make legislation better, but ultimately focus to resolve problems. We'll get past those divisions, we'll focus on policy in our debate, and we'll focus to deliver results to you, our citizens. And there are 2 key highlights I'm happy that you're recognizing today in that leadership in the legislature. Our Agriculture Chair, Kevin Daley, for his strong work in the Agriculture Committee, as well as our Tax Policy Chair, Judd Gilbert, and his work. I understand you're recognizing both of them, and were I going to pick 2 gentlemen, I could not pick anybody more deserving than those 2. So thank you both for your leadership. We also need to be sure that we're working with the agriculture community on your leadership. As I understand, you're looking at, over the next 5 to 10 years, the potential to lose 57% of your leadership due to retirement. We need to be sure that we work with you so that their replacements are educated and experienced and ready to lead. But overall, we need to make sure that we have those open lines of communications, because today in the legislature, we don't start by presuming we know what's best. We want to hear from you so that we can work with you to support you. And we want to make sure that we work with you for a successful future for agriculture. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for your work, and thank you for all that you do to make Michigan the great state that it is. Thank you very much.